Well, veteran journalist Bob Woodward is accusing his media colleagues of ignoring his warnings about the flaws in the infamous Steele dossier amid the frenzied coverage of the Trump-Russia collusion narrative in the 2016 presidential election. Watch.
The president is a Russian operative.
This cloud about collusion with Russia will hang over him no matter where he stands.
It does look like he's listening to Putin more than he is American intelligence.
We're about to find out if the new president of our country is going to do what Russia wants. The presidency is effectively a Russian op.
Let's bring in KTTH Seattle Talk radio host Jason Rantz. Jason, always great to see you. Conservative media watchdog Tim Graham said this about Bob Woodward. Quoting here, he told his Postmates, Washington Postmates, the dossier was garbage, but they ignored him and he accepted that. I mean, we saw him on CNN all the time, Jason, and he never said, no, you all are wrong. He just kind of sat there, right, and nodded his head like, oh, yeah, the walls are closing in.
Yeah, absolutely. You can't, on the one hand, privately talk about how the job that your colleagues are doing is just garbage, that this isn't actually journalism, and then go on TV, pretend you didn't have those conversations privately, and now later come out and try to be the hero, or portrayed as the hero. This was a shameful chapter in journalism. Mm-hmm. And on the one hand, it was clearly media malpractice where folks chose not to do their due diligence because they wanted it to be true. But then you had a bunch of reporters and journalists who didn't care if it was true. They were moving forward because Trump broke them, and they thought that this was worth the smear that we're now looking at the whole field of journalism as.
They gave away Pulitzer Prizes for this, right? For something that never had. It's like winning an Academy Award for a movie that was never made. Yeah. This is Matt Taibbi calling out the media, quoting here what's baffling about the omerta around the CJR, the Columbia Journalism Review opus on Russiagate coverage, is that it comes at a time when media companies as businesses are in crisis. The obvious solution is to rebuild trust, and they can't do that if they won't face this car wreck. And they won't face it at all.
Well, it's not even just not facing this. They continue to report in really dishonest ways. You can look at what's going on right now with DeSantis and CRT in Florida. They're just flat out lying about the basic facts of that story. So they have not really learned anything. They may not be as focused now on Trump for obvious reasons, but that's going to change once he starts to campaign a little bit more. And they're going to be exposed yet again. It doesn't feel like they've learned any lesson.
It does not feel like that at all. Jason Rantz, always good to see you. Thank you, my friend. Coming up later.